Hey guys, Amanda here at Bare Bones Living, and actually good morning. This morning I'm actually going to be making some apple pie bread. I have apple pie filling that I made from apples that my mom gave me from 2 years ago, and that I have obviously canned. But I basically figured out that I don't really like apple pie, or at least big chunks of apple like this. So I have a couple more of these, and the way that I'm going to be clearing out my pantry of these is using them in different ways. So today I'm going to make this into a bread, a nice sweet bread that I think will be great for the morning, and we'll see how that goes. So I actually have a new pan today that I'm going to be using. I got for my birthday, and this is stoneware. So this is just a loaf pan, stoneware from Pampered Chef, and this is greased. And then, like I said, I'm going to be using this apple pie filling. And actually what I'm going to be doing for that is I'm going to be putting it in this bowl and just mashing it up with a potato masher, because no one wants to bite into a big piece of apple. In your bread. So I'll just give this a nice little mash. So this is apple pie filling, so it already has seasonings in it. And then you can just mash this up to whatever consistency you want. Since I'm putting it into bread, I'm going to mash it up pretty good. Because I don't like finding big chunks of apple in my food. Kind of a texture person. And I'm also wearing oh gosh, what are these called? An apron today to bake, because I am notoriously a very dirty chef. Or I wouldn't call myself a chef, but baker, cooker, whatever. And I always get it all over my clothes, so I'm trying to do better. So I just mashed it up to a consistency that I like. So in this bowl I have a cup of butter, a half a cup of brown sugar, and a half a cup of white sugar. And I'm just going to blend that together and cream them. So this is all creamed together, and to that I'm going to add 2 eggs and a tablespoon of vanilla. As well as my smashed apples. I'm just going to mix that all together.
Uncle touching something, and it's this. Ooh. Ooh.
And I have a really wet mixture here.
Hey.
And my oven is preheated to 350. Just try to incorporate all those flavors together. And I already smell all the apples and cinnamon and vanilla. And I think this is gonna be a really yummy breakfast bread.
No. Hey. Stop.
In here, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour,
Hey. Myself back.
1 teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to mix that together and incorporate all that. And then I'm gonna pour that into my wet mixture.
No. You stop. You stop it now.
So I'll pour that in. Mix this all up. And then I have 2 last ingredients just to really set this bread apart and give it some extra flavor. So then, after that's all incorporated, I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of raisins and 3/4 of a cup of chopped walnuts. And I'll mix that all in together. So this bread has lots going on in it. Lots of little surprises. And I think it's gonna be very tasty. And then I'm gonna put this into my prepared loaf pan and bake this at 350 for 1 hour. Until a toothpick comes out clean. All right, so here's the real test. Do the kids like it? What do you think, Coleman? Yummy? Mm-hmm. What do you think, Hunter?
Good.
Is that yummy, yummy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you're making a mess. Is it nice and warm and sweet? So that bread is delicious. It is nice and sweet. You don't even have to add butter or anything. It's super moist. And that was a really, really wet batter. A really dense bread. So that's why it takes so long to bake. I actually baked mine for 65 minutes. And it still wasn't coming out clean. But the boys were starving, so I pulled it out and I cut off the ends, which were definitely ready. And then I stuck it back in the oven. So just, I was worried it was going to burn. And the ends were cooked, the middle was not. So I'm just putting it back in the oven and continuing to cook it for as long as it needs. The bread is so moist. I'm not really worried about it drying out or anything like that, but definitely can't eat raw dough. So I will let you guys know how long it takes to completely cook that bread. All right, so I put it in for another half an hour and mostly cooked through. I get a little bit of batter every once in a while where I poke around, but everything else is getting burned, so I am giving up. It's not gonna win any awards because it fell apart, but it tastes delicious. So like I said, it's a super dense bread dough. It's gonna just take, it's a long process to cook that through. I don't know if the stoneware had anything to do with it. It's the first time I've used it. But just knowing that it's a thick and dense dough, you know, keep that in mind. Don't cook it when you have a short window of time. It's an investment, but this bread is delicious. It's a total winner. Perfect for a cool, crisp fall snack. Sweet, it's warm, and it tastes like fall. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you like this video, even though it doesn't look that great, it tastes amazing. My boys loved it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Both of those things really, really help my channel out. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.